Shout out to the crypto kingdom, guys. It's London. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Huge price action in the works. Let's go through the details. Welcome to Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. This is London, inverse head and shoulders. Very exciting. We talked about it in the live stream today. Let's go through the details. I want to make sure everybody's in the room. We'll go through the details. You guys know, former financial professional, not financial advice, Harvard Business School, Duke University. Okay, and in terms of financial advice, go find that somewhere else, guys. Is where we enjoy trading Bitcoin. We're going to talk about it. I wanted to come live because it looks like we're at a target threshold, and we'll discuss that as well as some of the other details of the price action. Currently, 41,526. You see traders is pushing at this line right here in terms of the completion. Way to go, VIP. Way to go, Basecamp. Excited that you guys are here. Go ahead and light up the comments if you guys can and smash that like button. I'd like to see who all is here in terms of our VIP membership. You guys know it's real simple. Trade group. We love trading. We got some of the top traders around. As you look at the top, you see the number one guy, probably in Bitcoin, guys, invested at $7.79. Angel, welcome this evening. Hoping you're doing well. Want to hear an update on your trades, hear how everything is going. So in terms of the details, want to shout out to Pathfinder. Shout out to, hey, nice chart in the back, Pathfinder. Just got that one. Shout out to Luke. Shout out to AJ Crypto. Shout out to all the guys, etc. We'll go through the details. Want to see what's going on. Let me post a few things to the back real quickly. Normally when I start streaming, I post a few things to the back room. So it takes me just a second to plug into the technicals. Now, we had gone through the specifics, this left shoulder, this head formation in here, this right shoulder, as we would dig into, guys, this neckline particularly. As we look at the current price action here, you'll just see, it's operated as a take thus far in terms of the upside projected target in around that $41,572. Currently at $41,500 flat, about $70 off that. However, it looks like bulls are pushing. It's a reversal pattern. Okay, so in terms of the upside target, we do have an upside target. That's the first order of business here. That is part of this specific, and we'll just go through the details kind of as they presented themselves to us as we watch. Let me go ahead and make this line a little bit more interesting here as we go through these details. Congrats to anyone who's trading Bitcoin. Way to go. Also on Luna, we called that today in terms of that specific flag breakout. Nice to see Luna. Let's see where Luna's at. Luna's at 8.96%. Bitcoin really showing who's boss this evening. Very impressive in terms of the overall price action for Bitcoin. Let's look at the specific pattern framework we had to deal with beforehand. We had discussed the specific wedge formation. I'll let you guys know the preceding expanding diagonal or expanding wedge formation in this zone here had the bigger pour down. You guys know that. Had that bigger pour down to that further along that level of support. I had noted that was right when the Ukraine invasion had begun. So to expect another, we didn't have a bulk announcement or a critical pivotal that I knew about, guys. A big announcement, like the Ukrainian invasion. Bam. Certainly we had orders. There were tons of orders in the market at this level of support, but I just didn't, it's like this was the Ukrainian invasion. Bam, that big step down there. So it operated as a reversal after confirmation. We didn't get the confirmation. It just got up and out quickly. So up 7.5%, guys. Huge price action, throwing on an additional $2,925. Way to go, VIP. Way to go, Basecamp. Hello to everybody. We streamed earlier today just to make sure everyone had this specific inverse head and shoulders. Okay, we streamed that, midday, just to make sure everybody who was trading was plugged into this specific pattern. It was a nice pattern. I did see it going places. So nice to see that it has gone places. I hope you guys are doing well in your accounts, etc. These are the types of moves that, it's a good framework to kind of not exactly start the week, but we're getting a good momentum push here on Tuesday. So welcome to all the VIP and all the base campers. We'll look at this specific upside target here. Looks like it's just continuing to push. And let's just take a look at this. It's definitely, you can tell that the buyers and the sellers are kind of battling over this specific price target, this level, the amplitude from the head to the neck line. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We could keep it, or just we'll lighten this up a bit in terms of that expanding wedge. Okay, let's go that expanding diagonal. They may call it a leading diagonal. Okay, in terms of that leading expanding diagonal here. The nice thing was that we had a real clear clearly stated inverse head and shoulders reversal pattern, okay, to the upside with a specified target, which is always important when you look at a target. Like typically, there's some, momentum trades like this where the momentum is going 7.32%. However, there are people who are already shorting. I'll tell you that. There are people who are shorting. There are people who have released their long position. There are others who will continue to hold as you so feel inclined. I would just say that in line with never being overexposed, etc. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate that, hitting that like button, and would like to see those comments, hear what you guys are doing in terms of your trades. I know some of you may be busy. Hey, Pathfinder in the house. What's up? Hey, nice to see you, brother. We hope Angel's doing well. He was sick for a while. I think he's back up, running and gunning, and in the saddle should be. As we look at this, he's seen Bitcoin throughout the years just over-impressed the residual of the market. This would be one of the situations where it's just, it's 7.4% to the upside, adding on about $2,800. Just, as I look at the ETF coins, and there's some others that are doing well, but looking at like Luna is up 9. Luna was a nice bear flag. Bitcoin just likes to do this. It just likes to impress, in terms of, and really kind of shell shock the altcoin traders from time to time. We see it so frequently. It's the reason why we really enjoy focusing on Bitcoin, because it may not have the everyday kind of move to it. When it moves, though, it will impress. It has that dynamic to it, guys. So looking at this line of, I'd say this specific target to the upside, that 41.6, it surpassed that essentially. We're getting into some more detailed framework here. Just a little bit of rounding going on as we go into the 1 minute time frame. So it's the type of pattern that is indicative, I'd say, of sellers starting to step into the market. Maybe some shorts starting to step into the market. Some additional pattern framework which is coming into play here, though, is like fresh breeding grounds. Fresh breeding grounds in terms of the ability for traders to re-enter to a new trade to the upside, were it to become obvious that we are not finished with this upside push. Okay, so we have a lot of experience trading live here. It's one of our favorite things to do, just trading live. It's one thing that we really love to do. We really cut our teeth on it with Matic. You guys will remember that Matic was a big boy to handle right when it got out of the starting gate, that first bull flag that it had. That was exciting. We brought that to the VIP around 70 cents for kind of a quick flash trade. Told them to, if you guys will recall, Matic, to double and triple down into it thereafter. So, some people, we got it at a cheaper price before. It's like, okay, did you hammer into it? Did you really recapitalize into something like Matic? That's kind of our strategy here. That's where we will make up the difference between ourselves and someone with a lower entry. Is we like to hammer into lower, into additional price patterns when we see it become, I'd say, effective. In terms of just generating profit, right? When the price action is there, you will find BIP sitting there ready to double down, hammer into it. So, not to discount any kind of a lower price function. That's always important. So this rounding function isn't I'd say solidified yet, but it's on the map as I show you the specific upside target from the inverse head and shoulders. Clearly, let me go to the 30-minute, fit it on the screen just a bit as we would look at this inverse head and shoulders, left shoulder, head formation, right shoulder. Essentially, you guys know it's real simple, okay? A head and shoulders, okay? Just like, and I just have to say this for anyone who's new. We have some people that are new. Left shoulder, head formation, just like a head, just like a left shoulder, right shoulder, right? The inverse head and shoulder is just that simple. It's just inverse head and shoulder, okay? So, always trying to up the game of anybody who may just be tuning in, trying to figure out what's going on with crypto, right? As we would look at kind of a little bit of a spiral to the upside. We like to trade these sometimes. Sometimes these like to take off to the upside. Real aggressive price action can beat kind of this spiral function. You will know that we are in a real bullish situation if this just decides to crank to the upside. And I'll say, I never like to tell people, well, it's time to sell, time to buy. We're in an ascending, essentially a formulation of an ascending wedge here. It would technically be bearish. I just say technically be bearish. I'll say this, for those who have already booked your trade, congratulations. If you're pushing, if you booked part of your trade, you decided to push with a residual. Congratulations. If you hit this mark here and you booked a small short here, congratulations. Huge salute to anybody who hit a small short here with a potential high leverage, etc. So now you're seeing some push up beyond this. This is some nice bullish activity by Bitcoin. Way to go, guys. Way to push. There we go. Boom. 7.9%, 8%. way to go, guys. That is what we want to see. Bam. Let's beat that wedge. In terms of this upside price target, doesn't look like it's holding, guys. Bitcoin's just got other plans, up 8%. Just laying waste to some of those shorts as we see this expanding, let's say this rising wedge pull us into more of a channel formation at least. So we'll just go through the diagnostics as they present themselves so that we watch the live price action so you guys can stay tuned in to what is going on with the pricing dynamics as you trade. Upward sloping channel is currently indicated. Let's go through the specifics here in terms of this upward sloping channel. Okay, would technically be indicated now after beating this ascending wedge. Okay. Ascending wedge, typically bearish. We would expect a breakdown into this zone here. Okay, the traders right now are expecting a breakdown into this zone here. Let me move this over just a bit, but that's the expectations that we would resolve at least. At least at some point, if you go through the probabilities on this, that you would experience some sort of price action right in this zone here, if not further down, given the fact that we have an ascending channel. Now, again, given the probabilities, overall, the probabilities, I'll just say, are the probabilities, but in terms of what pays in crypto, sometimes it pays to push. Okay, you need to know that. If you guys are new to crypto, etc., sometimes it pays to push. However, when you get an expanding wedge, I keep saying expanding wedge. Okay, we had one at the lower level. Pardon me, guys. As we look at the rising wedge, okay, this rising wedge, once you do get out, up, and over, and I spoke about this last week. I hope you guys listened. Okay, when I talked about how to trade a rising wedge, we did discuss that some people will actually trade the breakout to the upside and then this to the downside as well. You guys recall that. So the expectation is to the upside. Yes, you trade these to the upside and then bam, to the downside as well. These are two trades. Trade to the upside long, trade to the downside short. Boom, right? So we're seeing that pan out in terms of that narrative that I provided you guys last week, and just understanding the price action, spending time at the lower time frames is the indicated course of action. Just how many patterns can you trade? We always say, buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. You guys got that. So excited that Pathfinder is here. Bam, he is VIP in the house. I think Angel may be on short sabbatical. Not sure what he's up to. He's kind of chilling. What all he is doing. He may be focused on some different trades right now. I'm not sure. Want to hear from him. Got a video. Appreciate the video this last weekend. That was nice. Nice video of the family. Thank you, brother. Very much appreciative of that. Just looking forward to taking the bull by the horns in 2022. Like, no excuse. Got to take the bull by the horns. Yeah, it's just, it has to happen, guys. So as we look at that, I just want us to be known for the group that did all that. Just imagine what all we can do in 2022. We did all that. I mean, just think it. We're going to be at this point in 2023. I want us to be able to look back and say, wow, we did all that, right? So looking forward to that as we watch kind of a curl-up feature here in line with either this would get very nuanced if we were to talk about the specific feature here of this reconfirmation along this previous level of support. What we would want to do then is really dig into, and we're going to have to get into, I don't want to get too far down into the time frames. It's kind of one of the goals that I just don't want to get too far into the time frames because I'll probably lose a lot of individuals here on the stream. Okay, so we can operate at those lower levels as we would look at. Let's go to the 30-minute revisit where we're at in terms of this inverse head and shoulders. Okay, part of the feature of this specified expanding diagonal. Bitcoin currently up 7.49% to 41,620. All right, looking at the framework here, this expanding diagonal took a huge push down with the Ukraine situation, boom, to get it lower back to that 50% retracement. I know a lot of orders were waiting there at the 50% retracement. You could just, you can know that for a fact, right? People wanted that 50% retracement, didn't get it. This amplitude from the head formation, peak of the head back to the neckline, the left shoulder, pivot, head, pivot, right shoulder, okay, and up. We have this amplitude here to that neckline, which is the essentially the neckline is encompassed by the two pivots between the head and the two shoulders, okay? So real simple, and we just measure that amplitude to the top formation. That's where we're at, 7.58%. It's nice to stream Bitcoin live. Isn't that nice, huh? That's what we like to do. In terms of we just like to trade, guys. If you're new to the group, if you're new to Bitcoin or what it may be, guys, in terms of crypto, we just like to trade. We really enjoy trading. That's the bottom line. So I may talk a little bit fast or a little bit aggressively towards the price action, it's because we are accustomed to hammering through trades. Is what we like to do, guys. So a lot of former financial professionals have been VIP with us, et cetera, exchange employees, et cetera. So as we would, discuss, not just what makes us different, but just, kind of the mentality that is there for trading. It is what it is. I'll say that. So we will continue to see this. Let's give it a little bit of time as it does work its way out. One of the factors, as you see, just right in terms of this specified target to the upside, bam. That's right when we get into a little bit of more interesting pattern framework, right? In terms of it doesn't exactly look necessarily bullish. It's working its way up through additional patterning as the buyers and sellers begin to express or fulfill the market. Okay, that demand function between the buyers and the sellers. Currently have 7.5%. You can't argue with that, guys. 7.5% move to the upside. So glad that we discussed on the stream earlier today the specific inverse head and shoulders, just to be prepared for it, right? Just it was an active pattern. So I'm always excited when I can bring a pattern that does demonstrate price action as well as this. We got just blasted through those specific hurdles, the specific 100 and 200. Very, very nicely done. Congratulations, all the VIP. Congratulations to anyone who is trading. If you are trading, that is the name of the game. We have a descending. It's very interesting. These descending lines on the daily. This orange line is the 100, right? That 100 specific moving average. The 200 is in purple. Please view this on a big screen TV. Okay, it's got to be, guys, in terms of your approach to technicals, ability to see them. We have those lines descending right now. You will notice at the period of time here when we flip those same moving averages, they began to go up. We want those to be formulated to where they are no longer descending. We want to flip these two moving averages, and we want those averages to be going up. It's going to be the definition on a daily chart, guys. I'm just going to say the most popular definition dealing with moving averages particularly is that we would be above those moving averages. It's just crucial in terms of the definition of an uptrend. What is an uptrend, right? We'll be above that 200 moving average. Now we're seeing a little bit of an interesting pivot on that 30-minute, don't you see? Just over-fulfilling, and if we really get maybe a little bit closer, I think we're right on the cusp. A little bit of extra leeway here, just a touch, but not much in terms of that upside target. I'm on that specific framework here. Looks like we have, and we could probably maximize those targets. I wanted to definitely just get involved with you guys on the stream, but yeah, within $100 right now, $101 of that specific price. We could reframe that. I just ran in. I was hitting the iron, guys. I'm like, I got to get on the stream. We got to get to them. So you'll see that contact right now with that specific arrow, okay, that I had drawn out. Just coming into contact with that right now. Do you see the specific arrow that I had drawn out? The expectation of the market is that it would move to that specific arrow. Okay, you see that? I haven't moved it. It is the same where I have laid that. Okay, it took a minute to get there. That's one of the difficulties for traders as they get involved in the price action and in a trade is, well, they have to wait for it to get there. But as you would see, that expectation of the specific, and it's good. We haven't streamed in a while in terms of live trading like this, and hope you guys are trading. I'd like to know who is trading. I know that Pathfinder in the back is trading. That's nice. It's VIP. Hopefully, Angel, if you're still not feeling well, hopefully you've got some trades on the horizon, something to make you feel a little better. That's always the good thing about trading. It'll make you feel better. I hope you're doing well and hope you are trading as we look at the expectations of this specific rising wedge. We discussed the trading of this last week. Just real detailed stuff, guys. Detailed stuff. Can you long this? Can you short it here? Just nice moves in terms of that specified price action. Nice to see it return to this. And if you're just tuning in, returning to the area here. And again, we drew this. I drew this here when it was in here, right? When it was up in this zone here. The expectation is for it to fall down below this specified region here in terms of the level of support, level of resistance, right? Yes, that's the expectation. Now we have a little bit more of a conformance in terms of this line of support, this line of resistance, and we begin to deal with not just the rising wedge function, right? The constriction of the support and of the resistance in an upward sloping diagonal, like constriction, right? Not only are we dealing with that now, but we're involved with a new formation. A new upward channel would be implied immediately as we look at the framework of the fallout of the specific rising wedge, okay, with the throw over to the top and boom, capitulation below. I will move this down now here, okay, and don't always follow this in terms of it's going here next, let's short. Don't do that, guys. I mean, it's just it is they do work out when I draw these arrows. Sometimes they're right on. I deal with the probabilities. I trade a lot. I've traded a lot, so I do know like specifics in terms of price action where things are most likely to go. Okay, can they get beaten? Yes. We like when they get beaten, but we also like when there's conformance with the overall I'd say specifics, technical the technical analytics that we've applied. That's very important in terms of our street credibility, and hopefully not the real street. We're talking about things like Wall Street. Okay, so we appreciate all the traders, regardless of where you are from or what your background is, blue collar or white collar. We just want you to want to beat the market. That is the only qualification for hanging out here, guys. And we appreciate you being here with us this evening as we get through some of the price action on Bitcoin. We're going to discuss, and I will reframe this specific, and this would be how the VIP would do it here. We would get into the specific, and guys, it's Crypto Kingdom, okay, and Bitcoin Spike. We call it Bitcoin Spike because we catch the spikes. All right, so we catch the patterns, we catch the spikes. We've caught some spikes that have just been like, you got to be kidding me. And nope, we got it. So we kind of take that with a feather in the hat kind of approach, and we like catching the spikes. That's a big deal for us. Pattern trades are good. Buying at support, selling at resistance, pattern trades, etc. It's all good, right? So looking at the specific framework, I will raise this just a bit after snapping to grid. You guys know that is our specific kind of march to decorum, right? That's what we just do in terms of the specific snapping to grid. I just say the MO, right? As we would snap to grid, absolutely use that magnet tool and make sure that you are just right in line with that wick, bam, right in line with the wick, bam, drawing that specific inverse head and shoulders. You can always expand your right shoulder, left shoulder a bit if you want it to look a little bit more comfortable. If you're confident in the actual patterning, okay, just so you know. But as we look at that specific, this specific target to the upside here, yeah, we're within a little bit closer even than that original $101. We're within, let's say, actually it's pushed up in that wedge about 190. Let's say 190. I have that on the 77-minute. Hopefully I'll go to a lower time frame. It'll still be the same. Let me get back in touch with this. I guess it was the original hit on maybe the 5-minute. Wasn't right in this level, I think it was. So we have set those two candles up in line with that, and I'm glad I did that. So with the baseline, we can say this: it's been measured and confirmed. I'll say that, measured and confirmed. And yeah, on the different time frame, it is a little bit different. So I don't like to see that when I see a different time frame and it's giving me a different measurement. I don't like that on TradingView. This is the creme de la creme in terms of the premier top shelf TradingView. So I don't like when I see different measurements on different time frames. You guys know me. So now it's 100 and here we go, 169, 180. Okay, so measured. I'm going to say measured and confirmed in terms of the actual upside target that's specified. You guys can measure it on your desktop. We can compare if need be. But the 41,690 again is about that threshold, 41,690. So the ultimate price here, right at that. Let's just look at this right into that 41,883. So close enough within a threshold. Pushing those who wanted to get involved in a short right away. There's a habit of the market to do that. Just so you know, sometimes you can get right on it. Other times it's going to want to have you push into it. Okay, so or it's going to want to push into your position, right? So as we would, and that's just essentially when I say push into your position, that means those who would wanted to get a short immediately here, bam, when it met target, you did get a short. You shorted already, but it will push back into your position. It will formulate and repattern and require you to still consider trading the market. It's not just going to be an easy short. That's it. We're out, right? You don't have any real downside target for that other than a quick take. And yeah, so that's kind of what we're seeing. 7.38%, just leading the market, doing very well. Essentially, just leading the market. I have this specified, and let me go back to. I don't know if I want to go back to that or not. I'll probably just, no, I'll leave. I'm just thinking about the prior technicals. If I want to go back to the previous, it's close enough. I'm going to go ahead and go back just so I have that framework together. And you guys know, always Control Z will take you back to where you were. Okay, Control Z rewinds the entirety of your trading view, just so we understand what I'm doing when I rewind like that. Control Z, just hold it down. It'll rewind your technicals. So, looking at the specific target, yes, and we were up a bit from that based upon the other targeting to the upside. But I'm comfortable with this target. I'm comfortable with the way I've laid out the technicals here. The return to function both in this zone particularly and, some additionally expressed slightly negative pricing there is in line with technicals. I just say that, guys. Way to go, VIP. We hope you're doing well. I want to hear what you guys are trading right now as we discuss on Bitcoin what the next move will be. We're looking for patterning. I'm looking for something bullish. Bottom line, I want in line with a nice move to the upside. Bam. Ideally for another big trade. I'd like to see a downward sloping channel. I'd like to see that, or I'd like to see a symmetrical triangulation across the top here, okay? Either the symmetrical triangulation would give indication as to a bull pennant. You guys understand that? Without a doubt. So the rollover feature into and in line with the specified topside target here, okay, that was met and pushed, okay, pushed up a bit after that, and just it is acting within conformance. The reason I put this specific, just so that you know, the reason I put the specific, I'd say, first of all, I have the arrow here to indicate where the price should move to. I moved it down here. I said don't short because I put it down here, okay? But the expectations of an upward sloping channel is that it's going to want to break down, okay? That's the expectations of an upward sloping channel. I will say save. Okay, save for a different category some extraordinarily bullish activity where nothing can stop it. If you've got if you've got a bullet train and nothing can stop it, you'll know you're on a bullet train and nothing can stop it, right? It can be a continuation pattern, just typically as you look at an ascending wedge that is formulated into a throw over event with capitulation underneath. Typically, that's going to be a bearish scenario, but you're always going to want to include in that, let me say that as well, you're always going to want to include the targets from the lower end portion. Do you have for instance, do you have a differentiated or a separate upside target that would, really indicate that it's supposed to be a continuation pattern? Do you have a flagpole from a different, let's say, from a very well structured lower bullish pattern here that could be repeated, that we would expect it to go up higher, right? So always, when I say this, and guys, please pay attention to this, when I say buy at support, sell at resistance, right? Trade your patterns and hit your targets. When I say that, it's not either, one of the four. I'm going to do one of the four and it's going to be perfect. You need to be able to buy at support, sell at resistance in context with trading your patterns and in the context of recognizing your targets, okay, to the downside and upside on your Fibonacci's, right, in terms of your pricing targets to the downside, your retracements, and in terms of your extensions to the upside. So all of that works together. When I say it real quickly, it sounds real easy. Hey, we found the golden key to trading. Well, it's easy if you can. Looks like a potential inverse head and shoulders. We watch this develop, this little curling feature here. I get into a little bit of a, little bit of wanting to see this reverse. Let's just watch, see if we can pull off a small reversal to the upside here. Let's see if Bitcoin wants to throw us a little bit of a reversal here. I would always start to do this if I'm looking for additional positive pricing. And what I would do is essentially I'm going to be trying to look for, and let me clean this up just a bit in terms of this overall price action. I'm going to be looking for something that can, as I draw out a level of resistance, okay, something that the price is not going up above and beyond, right? As I would draw out a level of resistance here, okay, what I'm looking for is it to catch as support. All right, if I keep drawing levels of resistance that are newly formulated in the market and the market keeps beating them, okay, listen to this, guys, and the market keeps beating these levels of resistance, and I mean from a preceding, let's say top here, preceding interval top, and I draw it to another level here, just pay attention that if we can beat this level of resistance, turn it into support and move to the upside, at some point we're going to accomplish a reversal or a continuation to the upside. So whenever I draw these out, I am specifying levels of resistance that have been beat or need to be beaten. Okay, so the notion that we would be going down as we beat levels of resistance, we're going up, right? So to express a reversal pattern here, I would look for this level of resistance has been beaten, right? This level of resistance is in the process of being beaten. If we can traject, and it looks like it's caught right on a specific, I want to see what this is. Let's just look real quickly. Let me go into style. We're looking at fast EMA on the, believe it is the 12 exponential moving average. Looks like that is, we've curled underneath that exponential moving average. So that's going to be the framework that we're going to put in a reversal here. If we're going to look towards continuing to move to the upside, we're going to need a reversal because we have just poured it down out of a rising wedge. You guys got that, right? That original feature that we had in here, a rising wedge after a beautiful move to the upside. If you're just tuning in, guys, congratulations, 41,570 through on 2,800. Dollars onto the price of Bitcoin right now. We've been following it, tracking it really all day in terms of bringing this specific pattern to your attention in live stream. If you're not subscribed, turn on notifications, please. That will help us. This is London with Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spike. And yeah, we have a top trade group in terms of VIP. You're welcome to join. We have Pathfinder chatting. We also have, yeah, Angel, brother, what's up? $7.79 entry into Bitcoin. Hope everything's going well, Angel. Our top contributor here at the channel. Possibly maybe fan on the 5-minute what I'm looking at. Yeah, there you go. Pathfinder's right on it. Bam. He knows exactly what he's looking at, without a doubt. I mean, this is just VIP. Not everyone's even going to pay attention to this specific move. It's just it is a real technical move. As you look at this, this is a real legitimized technical move. It just is in terms of a fan formation, a fan reversal. Okay, the larger the fan, the larger the expected reversal. I'll say that, just like any other pattern. Okay, but we would look for the levels of resistance to turn into support, of resistance to support, of resistance into support. And we can dig down into the lower time frames. Let me do this. If we can dig down even into the lower time frames, you'll just start to see this even better expressed in the market. Okay, you'll start to see, and I can kind of align these. Sometimes you have to kind of shop a time frame to see which what they are. I'd say to really hone in on your time frame of choice. Let's say that. I think that's fair enough. You may find some deviation at the lower time frames that you're not real excited about, but when you see a fan reversal, resistance to support, okay, support here. This level, we'd like to turn it into support if it doesn't want to just get out and up. The circumstance that we're hunting for or looking for as we look at there, that last line does have resistance to a support there. What we're looking for is just the notion that to continue to go up, we're going to have to break lines of resistance. Okay, that's just the bottom line. As you look at a fan reversal or anything, you're going to have to break these lines of resistance. Craig in the house. What's up, brother? Craig, nice to see you. And thanks for your video. You're welcome. Hopefully you are Barbosa, Art Stone Restoration. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad that you're here, Art Stone. We welcome you to join our VIP top shelf membership. Just join, boom, on a desktop computer. It's $100. We want to make sure that you want to trade. That's it, that you're not up to anything else. We want to make sure that you're capable of trading. You want to trade. That's kind of what you want to do, and you want to be in our group. We appreciate you thanking us. Thank you for being around. We have a lot of history and success. Now, particularly at the top, look at Angel. He's $7.79. He's seen markets come and go. He's seen coins come and go, and he's seen kind of the power of Bitcoin. So we enjoy trading Bitcoin very much, and we appreciate having you tonight. Craig is a somewhat of a new VIP. What's up, Craig? Not so new anymore. He's doing great. Craig, the more charts I see in the back, the better, brother. Just don't let yourself get bored. If it's late at night and you're up, just hammer away at the charts, brother. We do have these back rooms, just so you guys know. Look at this on Luna. You guys see I brought Luna to the group. This was yesterday. Just look at this. We have just tons of good charts, guys. Always trying to bring signals. That was Luna at $77. Let's look at Luna real quickly. You guys will like this. That was Luna at $77. Yes, sir. 77 bucks. Let's take a look at it real quickly as we see Luna getting into some interesting pattern formation here. What do you guys think about interesting? Huh? It's I don't know if we want to call that. We have to dig into another time frame. Let's just look at the 77. I'll get back and deal with that in 2 seconds. Let's that's exciting though. From the $77, let's look at this. Nice move to the upside. If the VIP or anybody else captured that, you're up 21%. Huge move to the upside. So these signals, these charts in the background, We're always trying to beat the market. Bottom line, we call this into a pattern. I'd say kind of a reformed, more informed. Let's say that more informed. Nice bull flag. Move to the upside with a downward sloping channel. Level of support, level of resistance. You guys got that. That specific channel on a bull flag. You see two of them. One here and one here. Okay. Really, you see another one down here. So that would be a move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Move to the upside, downward sloping channel. Move to the upside, downward sloping channel. You want the channel sloping down cutting against the trend. The trend is up. You want the specific flag formation, the support and resistance, to be sloping down. Okay, so just pay attention to that, guys. It's very, very important. So from that $77 recent pickup, the bull flag at the bottom was also very, very easy in terms of just wasn't easy afterwards with that Ukrainian kind of slam down. I'll say that was not easy then, but just huge, beautiful bullish pattern formations, up 9.72%. Probably getting beaten by BTC on ETF tonight. So very interesting to watch to watch BTC just hammer into the market. We love watching this. Just hugely important, as we're going to discuss. Now, what I would do here, it looks like we're in the process of completing somewhat of a fan. I appreciate that update. Pathfinder's just an awesome VIP, guys. He has great technicals, like Luke, both just really great guys and good on technicals. Pathfinder from Slovenia. What's up? And Luke's more of a hometown boy. I don't know. I don't know what's guy. He's got a nice family, everything else. All I know about Pathfinder, he loves Doge. He loved Doge. We had a lot of fun trading Doge earlier last year. You see this small fan formation coming out into play now in terms of that reversal that's trying to occur, right? It may have looked odd in the beginning. It's like, well, what is this really, what do you mean a fan reversal? No one wants to trade them. If you trade a lot of Bitcoin, get used to them. I just tell you that. If you trade a lot of Bitcoin, get used to them. They can really make or break your overall experience with Bitcoin in terms of knowing, or at least trying to even work with the price action. Can you draw a line on your screen instead of just staring at something or start trying to formulate it into a different pattern? Draw a line of resistance. See if it can beat a line of resistance, if it wants to reconfirm it. Okay, let it get up to the next level. Let it get up to the next level. Let it continually break any line of resistance. That's the idea in terms of a reversal if you're looking for positive pricing. Easy stuff, right? Not always real intuitive, though. I'll just say not always real intuitive. So looking at this is about the time where, yes, it's looking like it wants to go in terms of kind of at least a mini reversal. I draw one last line, and that's it, guys. That 1, 2, 3, that should be it in terms of a reversal. The question will be, will this reconfirm at this specific level of this? And as I get into this, it's like if we just continue with the price action, you'll continue to see how the patterns, right, how they lead you into levels of resistance, prior support, right, how the patterns will also coincide with levels of the extension. If we get on to a level of extension with the Fibonacci's, or a level of, if we were to even get in terms of a level of retracement, right? We would start to get into specified potential levels of retracement. These would be the key features that I would be looking at with a bit of, I don't want to call it creative pricing, but when we see patterns working out, and now you see this, and just not our creativity, guys, just what the market is doing, the buyers and sellers, the tug of war going on. It's creating its own dynamic here as we look at the just really, really dynamic, hugely profitable night for a lot of traders. Congratulations on the VIP. Congratulations to Craig and Pathfinder and Luke, etc. Congratulations, Angel. And all the VIP and base campers, hope you guys are doing well. And we work on real high levels of specificity in terms of our technicals. We require it here. It's important to us. We believe in technical analysis, and we do believe that it offers the whether it be at a specified level of retracement, right, a discount on the macro on a specific coin that you guys are interested in, like a real, not necessarily on Bitcoin, but a real specific level of retracement that no one else is looking at, right? I know that Pathfinder recently hit one of those, I think on Doge. What's up on Doge? I have no qualms about Doge or Sheeb. We have, the group has traded both of them for money and had a lot of fun doing it, okay? So I don't know how many millions of dollars were made on Sheeb and Doge, and Bitcoin. So we're not going to, I have to include Bitcoin on that. Without a doubt, we have been extremely, extremely accurate on Bitcoin. So the entirety of the of the group has done well on all the coins, guys. Luna's done well, Atom, Phantom, etc. I saw that I believe a developer quit from Phantom and some other projects. Looking forward to seeing how that's going to work out. Not sure what those details were, but let me get back to this lower time frame with the specific lines that we had. There we go. So the reversal in process. Now, when I started to draw this earlier on, you guys can admit, huh? I know you can, okay? Because when you start seeing these work a little bit, you're like, whoa, okay? Because just drawing a line like this here, bam. Drawing another line like this here, bam. And again, I'm connecting this specific line with a preceding pivot, bam, right? And lower time frames will fill in the rest of these with a preceding pivot, trying to get up over that level of resistance. That's going to define some upward price action. You're breaking levels of resistance, right? So that is in effect when you look at this and like, well, it's gone back up, right? People are trading that. Okay. Maybe some with more leverage than others, some with, bigger, what'd you call them? Like irons in the fire than others. And right now, this looks very strange, doesn't it? Look at that. Just, you would start to say, what is Bitcoin doing? It's just doing what Bitcoin does, right? But when we fill it in like this, having worked with the price action, now you see it laid out, and you're like, I understand what Bitcoin does. There's a big difference in terms of, and it's not going to do this all the time, guys. You need to know all of your other patterns, all your other techniques. If you guys are new to the station, to the channel, I'm going to put John J. Murphy, okay? And guys, I'm a former financial professional, had a hedge fund, just a private hedge fund, okay? Non-SEC, et cetera, in California. I was offered a formal position by Morgan Stanley, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I've had my heyday in terms of the market, in terms of just finance. Okay, I just want to let you guys know, not financial advice, but I do have some clues for you guys, like John J. Murphy, principles of. What is it? Actually, we don't want to give you principles of the future market. Let's give you. Let me put this in here. Financial analysis of the. Why don't we just let them look up Murphy? I'm going to let them look up Murphy. Why don't we do that? There's 2 or 3 books. Angel, I was wondering earlier on tonight if you had a secondary book that Murphy had written. Let me just say that. You guys look up John J. Murphy. His works are endorsed by the New York Institute of Finance, founded in 1922 by the New York Stock Exchange. $30 trillion market capitalization. 30 trillion, guys. New York Stock Exchange. Okay, we pay attention to their rules on price action. So do organizations like the Federal Reserve. Okay, it's a small community there. They study kind of the same things. It's kind of interesting sometimes. Some of the reports, as you would look at the Head and Shoulders that just worked out now, not to be boring, but to be accurate, guys. Just to talk about this inverse Head and Shoulders, you'll read in that New York Institute of Finance, John J. Murphy book, how the inverse Head and Shoulders was studied, I'm going to say confirmed by it was studied and verified by the Federal Reserve. Okay, so it's not just a Google idea. We don't like a Google idea. Google idea here is not going to work. That's not what we're into, guys. We're into a lot higher framework in terms of, let me see what we got here in terms of the technicals. I'm pretty new in the understanding of crypto. Doge got me in. Good. Was lucky I jumped in when I did. Good, Daniel. That's the way to go. But now I'm trying to actually build a portfolio. Good. Why does crypto always go against the grain, it seems? Hey, well, that'd be a great thing right now if you're looking at the equities, right? If you look at the equities market, stock market, etc., we'd love it to go. We want it to go with the grain. If you're looking at commodity prices, etc., with wheat, everything else, it's like we want it to go with the grain, right? Double-digit wheat. We got a lot of interesting things right now in the market, and we don't trade commodities, futures, etc. here frequently. But yeah, it's a good question, Daniel. Sounds like you'd be a great member of our team. We got good guys, Pathfinder, Luke. We got Angel. We got a good group here, and sounds like you've got the right. You got a good mindset. And if you did well in Doge, you're right at home, bro. I guarantee you. My buddies started getting into it around 007, I think, and so you may have gotten into it or out of it at a better position than they did. But yeah, we have a lot of you know, we brought Sheeb the first time. It had a bull pennant in the market before even anyone knew what it was. I'm like, guys, check this out. There's this thing called Sheeb. I was like, look at it, Sheeb. I don't care what it is. Look at it. It's a dog coin or whatever, but look at the pattern. And everyone's like, it's going to go up 100%. I was like, it's going to go up 120%. And all the VIP, this is our top level membership. We have these in the back. We like Luna. I brought that in the back last night. At $77, $77 bucks. And so yeah, and they're like, it's going to go up 100%. I'm like, it's going to go up 120%. It's going to go up more than 100%. And this was right when Sheeb hit the airwaves. So it's exciting that we have a good background with something like with Doge. We live streamed the heck out of Doge. I'm surprised, Daniel, if you're just here, that you didn't run into us then, because we were slamming through Doge. I mean, if you look at the Doge chart, like if you look at this, just so you know who we are, we literally had like, this was like this, but you know, on the entirety of the daily, and you guys will remember this in the VIP, just to kind of talk about it. We had, what was this? Let me get into a circle here. We had literal on the map just about every move that Doge had made, and it was the point was to try and literally, and it was down to like this, literally capture every single trade on Dogecoin without a doubt. And the guys who were here were like, London's not lying. It just like without it. I mean, and the whole. If you look at the whole chart on Dogecoin back in the streams, it's like just the whole thing. We just had so much fun trading it, and it was. I think people got used to the fake out. If you want to talk about cutting against the grain, got used to the fake out. Got used to things not quite being as technical as maybe you wanted them to be, and getting pushed around a little bit by the trade. Doge, as it started to not operate so technically soundly, was a good primer for people to, and as I say that, as you look at a reversal function here, is a great example here. A great example as you look at a technical here. Now the question is going to be, now you'll see the importance of a line of resistance. You'll see what we've drawn out here in terms of this band formation. Will it catch? Will it reconfirm a level of prior resistance to support? In the process, it's just a constant evolution, and we stay on top of, we just stay on top of the technicals like nobody's business. It's just, I'm a very highly technical person. You must be too, Daniel, and VIPs are. With that said, we like to have a lot of fun, and Bitcoin is, I just say Bitcoin can carry the house and the ranch, in terms of the actual levels of liquidity. It can carry big positions. You can enter in and get out without much of a surcharge in terms of the spread. So we like that as well. Now, I'm just real tempted here to get back a little bit out of the framework of a little bit more of, you might look at the fan and say it's a little more exotic. The only thing you need to learn about a fan is that it's breaking a level of resistance or support. If you're trying to go down, you're going to be breaking a level of support. It's real simple, guys. You have a flat line like this. It's either a level of support or a level of resistance. If you want to go up, you're going to need to break the resistance. If you want to go down, or it's going to go down, it's going to break the support. So always, the fan is just a procedure by which you'll be able to best measure the most active level of current resistance or support, okay, to substantiate a reversal like this. And as we look at the patterning, I just guarantee you guys, on the 1 minute chart, there are very few people that understand what the heck is going on with this specific within the framework here. You guys who've been following and listening tonight, you get it. We had an ascending wedge, constricting ascending pattern formation with the apex, right, rising, both lines sloping upward with a constriction, rising wedge, bearish. We saw it go to the upside, right? I drew the arrow here saying the expectation is to come to the downside. This arrow was up here. Then I moved the arrow down here just to get the expectation of the breakdown after the throw over on the ascending wedge, level of resistance, level of support, throw over, then a recapitulation down within the structure of a channel framework here, okay? Then we began to do the fan, pardon me, guys. The fan formation, okay? Just gave it to us. I saw a level of, real easy, just a trend line. Started to pattern, okay, great. Where's the trend? Boom, there's a trend line, bam. Watch it on that next level. A simple question, can it break a level of resistance? Real easy, it sets another level of resistance. Very easy. Can it break the next level of resistance? That is what a fan procedure looks like, okay, in terms of a fan formation. Some of them, guys, some of them move drastically, okay, in terms of them operating as a reversal. So as you're looking at their application, do not, please, get in the framework or understanding. I'd say do not leave with the impression or gain the impression that it's just going to be a small move. It's just a very, very small move. I tell you, some fans will break loose and literally just capitulate down like that's the only thing you needed. The little, the last, that's just the key to open up the door to the full-on reversal. It's not. They don't operate like necessarily like a Head and Shoulders with an amplitude, etc. They're going to give you a reversal. Sometimes they'll give you a flat-out reversal. Sometimes they'll be just directional, and sometimes you will get a move on one that you are really, really impressed or unimpressed with, depending upon which side of it you are. Okay, so just pay attention to them. A little bit of a symmetrical triangulation here. Technically supposed to be a continuation pattern. Doesn't appear that it would be such right now. It has failed that general principle of it being a continuation pattern. So we're seeing a little bit of express weakness in the market. Now, getting into the secondary pattern formation here in terms of, and we're just on the 1 minute working the price action on Bitcoin. Taking a look at this 7.44% move today, very nicely done as we look at a descending wedge formation here. Two options, guys, on a descending wedge. Now, supposed to be bullish continuation patterns to the upside, correct? Now, I will say, you will see, but two options are what, guys? Two options. One would be down through this area, okay? I'm going to tell you, yes, it's bullish, all right? Bullish patterning would expect it to go to the upside. The ones that are the strongest in terms of pattern fulfillment to the upside, understand, you're going to be looking at a move like this, boom, strong move to the upside. Then you're going to be looking at a wedge like this, boom. And I'm talking like it's a bull flag, okay? And you've got something just boom, all right? Those are rare. Those are beautiful when they work out, but just pay attention to the fact that most of them that you see, okay, are going to be in a bit of a situation where you've got somewhat of a melee, okay, somewhat of I'd say a bit of ambiguity as to the direction. We're kind of struggling between a reversal, okay, a little bit of a just overall consolidation. When they're consolidating in nature, or they're coming, let me say this, the stronger the move to the upside, the stronger the anticipation is for the traders in terms of the stronger the move, boom, preceding the wedge, okay, the stronger or the stronger is the sentiment and the anticipation and the reasonable anticipation that we would continue to move to the upside on a wedge. Okay, so when it says it's a continuation pattern, pay attention to that, okay? It's a continuation pattern, not just, well, barely here, okay? Now, we are getting a breakout here. When I talk about, boom, move to the upside like this, I like a wedge to be on the foothill, or let's just say on the tail end of a really strong move to the upside, okay? Just hugely important, okay, for me. Now you're seeing a nice break out there. You're seeing buyers when it snaps back like that. You see sellers come in, okay, or buyers capitulate in the form of a sell, okay? So that patterning is coming into play right now. And we're just watching the demand function kind of play itself out as we look at that express target move to the upside. And very interesting patterning formation. If we're not, and we're just we're patterning. This is Bitcoin, so it likes to consolidate, right? Left shoulder, head formation, right shoulder. Okay, the amplitude move to the upside. Let me get this in here if I can. Let's see if I can. We have the Fibonacci's. Can we hit a fib? Be nice to hit a Fibonacci. Let's look at this amplitude move from the head to the neckline formation. Boom, okay? To the neckline formation, measured amplitude moved up. We've hit our target to the upside. We're just patterning now, okay? On the 1 minute, it looks a little bit differently. Let's go ahead and get into. Let's go ahead and get into the and look at this patterning formation, guys, on the 5 minute. Now we've walked through the entirety of this. True. Right? We know exactly what's going on here on the 5 minute. I'll tell you, the average trader has no idea what is going on there. They will look at that like, what in the world? It's just going sideways. It's just going up. They're not going to know, guys. Paying attention to the technical details. It's just this is kind of what we're. It's kind of like what we're known for. This is, it makes sense within the context of exactly what we're looking at. Okay, in terms of lower time frames. But you'll see how the the average when you would just plug into your computer and you say, okay, well, what is that, right? You're going to look at the 5 minute, be like, I don't even know what it's trying to do right now. So those advanced technicals in terms of, like when I say New York Institute of Finance, John J. Murphy, look up his books, get his book. It's on the trading desk of at least the top traders, and I know some of, if not the former top traders on Wall Street, et cetera. They guys, Wall Street's trading everything, equities to crypto, et cetera. And that's just the truth, okay? I'm not saying, I know such and such, not even giving you his name, all right? But as we would look at just the truth of that statement, just understand there are the correct principles to work with in terms of TA and the incorrect ones, okay? So, and this is an interesting formulation here. We did talk about the possibility for the downside, movement to the downside. Now, I'll be interested to see if we get a recovery into this specific zone here, okay? I'll be interested to see if we get a flash recovery into this specific zone as Bitcoin continues to try and express itself. If this specific, okay, if the specified falling wedge, if we'll get a recovery at some point, at least even on the lines back into this specific zone, that would be my next I'd say interesting endeavor to determine if we'll get a recovery back in this zone. Those will play at times. At times they will play. Now, we would look at a bottom line support level function here. Okay, and this is great for you guys who are trading and looking at leverage, et cetera, and you're like, okay, good, we're getting into the good stuff, right? We're drawing a bunch of lines, we're getting into the technicals, very nicely done, right? So as we will look at the overall framework here, let's go into from the minute. Looks like we have established a very interesting pattern formation here. The notion that we would have somewhat of a descending triangle is compromised. Okay, it's compromised by the fact that we have about an equivalent hit here. Okay, as we go into the actual, let's go into the framework of the candles. Okay. Now, I always recommend that you guys look at this on a big screen TV. It may look difficult to look at on your phone. Look at it on a big screen TV. And you see we just picked up on that line of support. Boom. Did you see that? And now let's see if we can recapture back into this specific falling wedge. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not we reconfirm off the outside, or now we see a recapture attempt back into the specific falling wedge. We have an interesting hitch there on the 1 minute. Okay, could be a confirmation move, but I'm going to keep this here. Would like to see if the market is going to choose to recover this wedge again after going down to the level of support indicated. Boom. And we'll need to tighten this up just a bit, guys. We need to tighten these up in line with the actual candle wicks. Kind of a quick draw. You guys understand? Just quick draw. There's like a, there's a perfect draw. There's a quick draw. Okay, so we're in line with that. Keeping the technicals as accurate as we possibly can, in line with the expectations and in line with kind of what's reasonable for us to be doing on the fly like this. The technicals matter, okay, whether or not they're accurate, etc. So this specific move here, we would like to see that. It'd be very impressive, I'll tell you this, from a trader perspective, if it were to just confirm off. If you trade a lot, it would be impressive to see it confirm off this bottom line support. Even on a 1 minute time frame, we'd like to see that. I'm going to tell you that because it's indicative of it's directional. Okay, I'm going to say that. And it cuts against the grain of the probabilities, okay? Most of the time, we're going to recover into this. So I would be impressed if I were to see this reconfirm as I look at the price now, 41,529 of 7.25%. As I were to look at a reconfirmation off of this line of support, potentially down, it would be impressive because it would be directional first of all, okay? Were it to reinforce and not frustrate and continue back up into the wedge. And when I say just directional, I'd like to see some additional patterning in this area, and for Bitcoin to show me that it's going to operate outside of kind of the norm and at least establish some direction here instead of just continuing to go, I say, sideways here, guys. We're in a very interesting. Now, Bitcoin does this. If you guys trade Bitcoin a lot, Bitcoin likes to when it consolidates, it sometimes will kind of ebb and flow. That's why I threw up a fan procedure earlier on. Let's review that just a moment here, and I'm going to leave this right here. Okay, as we look at the that specific fan formation, really didn't cover much. We essentially we got caught and stopped out at this preceding candle work here at the 41.725. Okay, that 41.725 was about that second frame work here. Really detailed on the technicals tonight. I want to go through the technicals and go through the patterns as you guys look at the pattern formations. You'll learn at the lower time frames. This is like at the minute time frame, just some simple stuff at the 1 minute, guys. Real simple stuff at the 1 minute. You'll learn what Bitcoin does on the macro in the micro. You'll learn the daily on the 1 minute or the 15 second. Believe it or not, guys. You'll learn what the market is doing on the lower time frames. I know it's not the big picture. I know it takes more time. It may give you a headache. All right, but it'll feel good when you win. I guarantee you it'll feel good when you win. If that's in the cards for 2022, we hope you will be VIP with us. You go. If you're gonna be VIP, we're the only VIP, guys. We're the number one VIP. So we, that's just we claim. Maybe there's some other, like, I don't know. I'm not sure what type of VIP that would be, but we have got we've got the goods here, so we're excited. The expression here that is potentially, we're going to talk about a defect in line with, and those who are very technically sound, do you understand this? The defect of a descending triangle. Okay. Now we would go to the candle wicks on the 1 minute potentially. You could say that we're even potentially trying to already reconfirm down and out of this specific triangulation here. This would be a dangerous move if you guys are trading right now and we count this as a confirmation off of this specific triangulation. Everybody's like, now we're talking. I know VIP are like, there we go. Because we've got a triangulation here, okay? These can be a little dangerous to trade. If you guys are flash trading this sucker right here, bam. And just try to never let the price move significantly without you knowing what's going on with the price, or with the patterns, with your targets, your support, or your resistance. Okay, just a goal as you work with the different time frames. It's a struggle sometimes for us because we are in the process of explaining while it's going, right? We're in the process of discussing what's going on and explaining, like a return to function, which turns out wound up being, now I won't discuss this too much. This is an advanced procedure here, and I won't discuss it too much. Okay, so the difference between the descending triangle, particularly on the lines right now, okay, this is the specifically most dangerous line right here for the bulls. Okay, just guys, we're at the 1 minute. Okay, so it's not a heart attack moment. All right, but as I talk about the specific line versus the specific candle, right? Why do I go to the candle? To find this hitch, to find that confirmation move. Boom. All right, you're not going to find it otherwise. You got to go to the minute. You got to go to this specific hit here. You got to go to the next level up here. Boom, boom, boom. You got to get there, right? You got to find what that confirmation was all about. All right. Now, some people will still want to recapture this wedge. I'm going to tell you guys, some people will still want to recapture this wedge. As I draw this on out in here, we didn't recapture it here. Some people will still push and try and recapture this wedge all the way out through here. When you see one that recaptures from, let's say, a level right here, and somehow it makes it right up through here, you'll understand why some people are still working on them. Okay, now it's a long shot at this point after reconfirming off of this level and being down and out of I'm going to say a descending triangle with defects, okay? I'm going to go ahead and say descending triangle with defects. And when I say defects, there's nothing wrong with the market. It's just not a perfect descending triangle, okay? Perfect descending triangle, we would be looking at what great patterns we have. Bitcoin, nice, huh? Sweet, nice stuff. Hope you guys are trading. Some of you guys may be in a short. Some of you guys may have already made money on the short after hitting the target. Shout out what's going on to VIP. 2022 is going to be a great year. We're building additional VIP. And I've also thought it'd be nice for us to have a building. You know, why not have a building? That may be on the map in 2022. We will get those details figured out. So as we would talk about those, that just may be on the card in 2022, guys. Maybe necessary. As we'll talk about the specific amplitude move to the downside, the market is currently looking at this big time, okay? This specific level of support here, bam, bam, right? Now, it didn't get a confirmation off of that line, which is interesting. Do you guys understand the complication? is risk. Any uncertainty in the market equals risk. The market's always going to have risk. Okay? Understand that. Describing this level of risk and why we don't have a confirmation off of this specific preceding level of support to confirm it as resistance, boom, a curl over and wham. That we don't have it here, but we have it on the specific, let's say this other triangulation on the actual candle wicks. All right? We have the confirmation here off the candle wicks, off this other triangulation. All right? Now, if I really get into this, not everybody's going to understand it. You guys see this specific move? Support, support, boom. Confirmation down. All right? We have confirmation on that. We do not have confirmation on the specified line chart. Support, support, still internalized. So that is a level. I'm just going to say that's an area of a lack of concern or lack of certainty, lack of concern, not a lack of concern, but it in terms of that. I'm not sure why I said that, but as you would look at that level of certainty, it just kind of slipped out. Lack of concern. We wouldn't be unconcerned about it, but it does represent, and pardon for that, it does represent a lack of certainty because the buyers may be looking for a reconfirmation upon the lines or the candles specifically. Right? If you're only playing the line or you're only playing the candle, you got it on the candle, but it reconfirmed on the line. Right? And if you're looking on the actual lines, you got nothing. You didn't get a confirmation off that line or on the lines or the candles. So it's important to understand that the entire framework of things, when I simplify things, guys, understand when I say buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets. You see here, as we look at the pattern differential here, as we look at the support and the resistance, support to resistance, etc., you see it becomes wonderfully kindly, still kindly, because we can discuss it at a very high level. Guys, the ones who are understanding this, you understand we're discussing this at a high level. So it is still kind to the notion that it's accurate, and we can put a little bit of extra strength behind the statement. Well, sure, just buy at support, sell at resistance, trade your patterns, and hit your targets, right? You understand the levels of complication potentially involved. They're not deal breakers, but you have to know how to work the patterns. You have to know at the lower time frames, which wind up being the higher time frames, right? Which wind up, as you work in from the lower time frames. And this is how we assess price action. This is how I look at the patterns, and it tells me what it's doing. The market explains to me how it's operating. Okay? From let's say this specific reversal pattern that failed, right? That it worked into, you guys remember, worked into a specific, we were looking at a specific continuation pattern here, right? A coil, symmetrical triangle, right? That worked into a specific falling wedge. Do you guys remember all these, right? It worked into a falling wedge here, which faked out. Worked into a broader wedge here, right? Working with all these patterns will up your game in crypto, will up your game in trading. Make sure you're never overexposed in terms of any specific one position. Just make sure you're not overexposed, guys. All right? It's crucial. We want you to last in crypto. That's not to say be timid. It's not to say don't take a position at all. So as we look at the work back to the upside, the uncertainty at this level primarily is what? Well, it's a great area for a short, right? We have a descending triangle on the line. The amplitude would be exactly down here. It would be this amplitude measured here, right? That's beautiful. But the uncertainty is, well, we haven't reconfirmed off of the bottom side of the triangulation. So therein lies the crux. Issues like that become paramount as you start to work with buy at support, sell at resistance. Trade your patterns. When you have contradictory patterning, and I would say contradictory in this specific mode because a descending triangle at the top, you would expect that to move to the downside. Every now and then you'll get a surprise, okay? And contradictory because that flat top, or let's say the flat bottom, the flat bottom on a descending triangle, descending line of resistance, flat bottom, bam. Understand, contradictory because we have also on the candle wicks, we have more of a symmetrical triangulation. Okay? The symmetrical triangulation is a continuation pattern. All right, so they're contradictory because the symmetrical triangulation we would expect to go to the upside. The descending triangle we would expect to go to the downside. Thus, contradictory. Sometimes they're complementary. Sometimes they're contradictory. Okay? You need to be able to balance those and the moves. It's going to affect you differently if you're looking at the 1 minute as we are now, really dug into the price action. It's going to affect you differently, okay, then the consequences aren't as great. Let's say, unless you're really at like 100x. I mean, I gotta say, some of you are. If you're at 100x, you're fully prepped to these lower time frames. You're having fun. You're hammering through it, right? Great pattern right now. Expanding diagonal. All right. It's kind of like an inverse coil. Okay, a symmetrical triangle will be, and we're always after price action, guys. We're just always after it. Okay, to identify the direction, TA is what, guys? TA, technical analysis, is applying preceding price action to the current, okay, to the current time frame, the current instant price, to try and provide some sort of prognostication, some sort of a discernible benefit, right, to your participation in the market. That's what TA is. Look at preceding price history to let us know where it's going. So when we're at the 1 minute, understand, or we're at the 5 minute, we're really, really, really far into this. And look, just a few seconds away. And look, what are we doing? Back to the top, right? Back to this specific, to the framework. And if this recovers back into this wedge, you guys will know exactly why I left it on here. Okay? Now, and I'm not kidding when I say that some people are going to trade these and continue to trade them. Now, this is, it's proof enough on one thing. On this descending triangle here, you're up and through the descending triangle. But when I leave this here and I let you guys know, and for anyone who just showed up, this will be a great stream for you to rewatch on the arrows, the function of these arrows, where price is going and why, etc. Now, expectation of an average trader is going to be a reconfirmation along prior support. Okay? Now we've hitched inside, and we start getting into like needing really, really highly particular, instead of like quick draw, quick discussion, needing really, really specific, accurate technicals. Not that we don't provide them, but when we're hammering through the price action like this, it becomes a real challenge, right? So in line with talking to you, explaining things, etc. You guys see this? And I told you, you guys know this. I just mentioned this. Just there are guys that will leave this on the books right here. This specific falling wedge, a return to this specific area. Let's see how close we've gotten. So there's a reason that I say that, because I've traded a lot. Okay. Now, to the extent that we recover through here, etc., I just tell you, it wouldn't be out of the norm to see it recover fully. That was a heck of a recovery up through, given this notion to the downside. Again, when I said uncertainty, you guys got that right, huh? The uncertainty to the downside. After capitulating from a bearish pattern, descending triangle on the lines, because we would expect the move down to the 41,131, right? So that's a $400 to $500 move on a $2,500 to $3,000 day. It's a big deal, right? So those are the types of diagnostics that we do, not just on the lower time frames. We do them on all the time frames, guys, and we do them on the lower time frames so that it's explained to us essentially what price is doing. I mean, what is the behavior? What are the buyers and the sellers doing? Right? What's going on? That's the ultimate question, right? What is the behavior ongoing right now between buyers and sellers? Currently up 7.2%, 41,520. Okay, Bitcoin, and it's doing great, 7% up. You're looking at Luna's 9% up. Like, Bitcoin is just absolutely hammering the market, bossing the market around, literally. So Just an incredible potential return to function there, huh? In terms of that wedge formation. For those of you watching, I appreciate it. Would like you hitting the like button. Say, hey, London, bravo, what's up? Hope that the VIP and base campers are doing well tonight. Huge move. Let you guys know about this. And let's see. We streamed. We did. I forgot that. Earlier in the day, we streamed and talked about this reversal pattern. All right. The inverse head and shoulders, we'll cover it again real quickly. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, boom, move to the upside. We've achieved target amplitude of, from the head, let's say amplitude from the head to the neckline. Boom, boom, right? We've achieved our target. Okay, and as I look at the specified, it's always going to be that amplitude, okay? That's where we're currently consolidating as I would look at this area. And I can clear up, we can just clear this up now. Let's clear all this up. And let's just look, that's essentially the hit we've gotten at. And yeah, that's just within the expectations of the market right now. It's like, well, what are we going to formulate next? What does Bitcoin want to do? Let's look at, now the average person is going to be doing this. The average trader is going to finally be able to do this, right? I think that's a fair statement. I think that's a fair statement in terms of what the average trader is going to be doing. However, they've already done that. I say it's a little complicated, London, right? But they've already done this, right? And then they've had to push into maybe this, right? And now they're going to push over, I guess, maybe into this. And they have this issue with, well, this specific trend line is different than the move from here to here. So we have, the framework together with the details in a way that the average trader is never gonna really fully understand. Okay, potential bull flag. Okay, looking at that confirmation, that'll be the framework to potentially put things in, and I see the potential. Let's go into this specific. You would just appreciate it a little bit more. I guess I'm going to say this: you're gonna understand the price action on the macro if you deal with a micro, and we're just never going to leave it out. We're just not. So getting into the framework here, let's go into this. So we still have the descending triangle. Very interesting moment for Bitcoin. Very interesting on the 1 minute, because we have this descending triangle that is reframed around this specific falling wedge, as we would include this pour down function and recovery from the descending triangle, right? Descending triangle would be bearish as the top formation. Okay, very interesting moment for Bitcoin. We have a downside target with the descending triangle. The defect you have on the descending triangle, I mentioned the defect. Let's get into that defect. As you would look at like pure, I want to trade pure patterns, really well formed formulated patterns. You would look at the candle wicks here. You're going to notice, let me clear this up just a touch. You'll see just the price action along that prior resistance, just really solidly frameworked in that level of resistance, trying to reconfirm it as support. Okay. What we would look at on a typical, let's see this, a typical standardized descending triangle. Okay. We would expect a completion back to, almost, guys, within a threshold of this top line formation, the top line preceding high, boom. We would expect that. Then another hit in line with that. Buyers pushing up at least to an equivalent level of resistance, right? We don't have that here. We have a hit along the top. Then we have a level in here. Then we have a level in here, right? So really cut short, really empty descending triangle to the notion that I'd say traders, those involved potentially in a short, interested in a short, wanted to play that. Then they're going to be looking for a perfect pattern. This presents with defects. This specific pattern has presented with defects. The bearish pattern has presented with defects, right? So, and in the context thereof, we also have this specified. And if you guys spend a lot of time with price action, you're just chilling. You're like, London's got it. Finally, somebody can sit there and talk about TA. I'm going to chill. If you guys aren't trading, we would prefer you to be trading. That's the bottom line. So, looking at that, and bam, there we go. Isn't that sweet? Isn't that sweet to see that, guys? Recovery into that preceding boom, huh? That's what I'm talking about. That is nice, huh? I don't know about you guys, but it's about time for the Bitcoin bull. I mean, because this is a heck of a day. So, yes, we have a bull here. You guys just saw that recovery back into that specific falling wedge. Boom. Very nice. Inverse head and shoulders indicated. You see that inverse left shoulder. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to throw the bull up. This is our channel. This is my bull. I want you guys to know. I laid claim to the bull. I just did. I want you guys to know, if you're not a member of VIP, etc., we have fun. We enjoy our involvement in the market. So we're going to throw out the Bitcoin bull. I want to show them to you guys. We're going to play a little music. Maybe you want to turn your phone up or turn your TV up, because this is as good as it gets. On a day like this, with Bitcoin up 7.24%. Let's go with this, guys. Here we go. Indeed, guys, it is the Bitcoin bull. Excited to see that he is in action. I wanted you guys to know that's my bull. That's the Bitcoin bull. This is London with Crypto King and Bitcoin Spike. And yes, we are the only station. I think I'm the only one that's got a Bitcoin bull like that. Now, Angel on top has been invested in Bitcoin since $7.79. So, he's fully appreciative. I'm sure Angel has some different things on the show here. I got him a rocket. We got a Bitcoin satellite. We got all kinds of stuff. But while we're waiting for price action or appreciative of what's going on in the market, we like to have a little bit of fun. So that's our bull, guys. And if you like this community, join VIP. If you like, seeing things like maybe you never knew about, the potential for a falling wedge like this to recover into itself and boom to the upside, maybe you've never seen anything like that. Maybe you're interested in that. If you want to learn more about that, if you want to up your game in 2022, join. Guys, it's cool. It's the way to do it. It's VIP. Top level membership. You guys know this. Boom. Join from a desktop computer. Boom. Restricted VIP zone. It's $99 a month. Period. That's what it is. Guys, we have back rooms. How are we doing on that? Nice $77 entry indicated earlier on. Pathfinder, Luke, etc. $77. Luna's now at $93. That was yesterday. We did that, right? Not bad. Yesterday, day before. Very nice in terms of that. Luna's been trading well. So, hey, we are into the ball game. You guys saw that return to function on the wedge? Boom. There's one thing to call it. You guys know when we called that, it was way down here, wasn't it? Like, I don't think it's going to go back up on there. You give it a few minutes. Watch that bull. Huh? See what that bull wants to do. See what Bitcoin wants to do. He's going to follow the technicals as I know it, because that's the deal, guys. You follow, don't follow TA on a Google or something else like that. Make sure you know what is going on in line with the technical analytics, okay? So, again, we're back to this question as we look at this completion move. Boom. Nice. Nice, huh? Between resistance, support, now clearly identified. Very impressive, guys. Way to go, way to go. So, 7.31%. Definition of a continuation pattern comes to mind, doesn't it again? Is this going to operate as a continuation pattern? We're on the 1 minute. What is the 5 minute saying now? Let's see what we got. This looks a little more aggressive. If you trade these a lot, what are you worried about right now? Double top. True? You guys let me know, right? In terms of a specific wedge at the top that's not real super aggressive. Bam. I mean, just super aggressive, right? You're worried about a double top, okay? Worried about a breakout up in here and then just kind of a double top. That's the nature of the market. Doesn't mean it's a showstopper. Doesn't mean it has to. But it's just it's what the anticipations are. If you've already hit your target, the buyers and sellers are just going at it. They're trading these patterns. So it may seem like we're spending a lot of time at lower time frames, right? It's too complicated. It's too involved. You've been spending days on the micro, guys. You've been on the micro. You've been on the 1 hour. Pardon me for that. You've been on the micro for or on the macro. Pardon me, guys, for a number of days here. For 3 days, building an expanding wedge. So when we hit target to the upside, that's when we dig in. Right. That's when we really start to dig in to see kind of what the market is expressing right now. Potential inverse head and shoulders looks like it may stave off in terms of that return to function. That was just sweet, huh? Very nice. If you guys have been watching the entirety of the stream, what's up? Because, yeah, expressing this when price is down in here, and it's a long way away from home. to get back up into this zone. Bam. Seeing capitulation there after the recovery into that wedge. Just pay attention, guys. If you can dictate or you can determine where the price is going, that's the whole idea. If you can do it on the 1 minute chart, you can do it on the daily. Okay, you can do it on the hourly. You can do it on the 4 hourly, etc. And be cool in crypto. I just tell you that. Be kind to those around you in crypto. Okay, this is a good group. We want crypto to have a good name. Okay, we want to respect each other and have a good, quality, classy group, right? And no FOMO here. No fear and no FOMO. Just to let you guys know, that does not exist for VIP. That's not the way we roll. Okay? So no FOMO zone. Angel's normally here saying no fear. Okay? But he is not here tonight. So maybe he's busy with family or something like that. Can't imagine he'd take a day off on a night like this with Bitcoin of 7%. He always says he's in the background somewhere, so he's probably chilling out. Not sure. Not sure. Angel, hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you are doing well. And hope your trades are going well, brother. That's the key. Hope your trades are going really well. That's the bottom line. VIP need to hear from you that your trades are going well. We know a trillion sheep. How's the trillion sheep doing? We want to know. Trillion sheep. We got to walk that back down to get it back up. That went up 80% since we brought that up on the show. That's like $28 million or something. That's a lot for a $28 million hit. Glad we brought it up on the show. I'd like to hear more about that specific holding, etc., etc. Be good to those around you, and they will be good to you. So let's look at this, just some encouragement for 2022. As we look at this support to resistance, support to, and we're getting back into an interesting framework here. Interesting to look at this being tested again. Back to that 100. Now we're on the 1 minute, guys. But back to the 100. We're just watching price action. We're watching the pattern formation. People ask me, how do I test? Angel asked last week, how do I test? At what time frame? This is a start. 1 minute is kind of slow for me. Tell you the truth. He knows that. He'll see me at the 1 second or 5 second going through time. Just going through the basics. I want to go through as many patterns as I can. That way I can draw something out like this and say, watch this thing. There are traders that are going to be trading this move to right up here when it's down in this level. Okay? And you learn that from the lower time frames. I always say that, lower time frames. Also, we trade on Gate. I want to let you guys know that Gate is, you see the top of the channel there at the Kingdom on Twitter. Gate, okay, VIP Gate right here. Bam. Okay? Also, L-Bank has a lot of new coins. It's interesting. Gate right here is a great exchange. We recommend you using that instead of any exchange that might not be licensed in the U.S. Ouch. That's not worth it. I don't want to be looking over my cyber shoulder. Just don't, guys. Gate has had Bitcoin listed since 2013. Okay? So it's been around the block for a long time. We like to trade Bitcoin and some other coins on it, and it'll handle some heavy loads. It's one of the top 5 or 6 exchanges out there. We don't like Binance. They lock up coins. And some of the other, great probably exchanges, they're not permitted in the U.S. They're not sanctioned. So, just really inviting a problem there. I just say, you want to try and get your coins out eventually of something that gets disqualified. Ouch! Imagine that. Oh, you can't shut that down. I have $2 million in there. Oh, okay. Can you imagine that, huh? The exchange is getting shut down in the U.S. with your money in it. That'd be interesting. People think understand, guys. You look at KuCoin, look at some other things that aren't licensed or registered in the U.S. What if you have $2 million in it or something like that, and you can't get your cash out? Who's going to help you on this end? So to me, people who have accounts like that, they don't have real money in it. I'm just going to tell you that because you would want to be able to enforce something like that with the help of some branch of somebody to step in. And if you can't, guys, you're not really trading. Maybe you enjoy just kind of the thrill factor or something. But beyond that, there's some rules that we try and follow. Just staying upper crust is kind of like what we want to do. There's no reason to I say confuse any matter. So we always I tell people I'm not a prude. I'm not going to tell you how fast to drive on the way home. Lower that speed limit, but just be make sense with what you do. Okay, so that's just some encouragement to you guys. Looks like we may be in an expanded kind of wedge formation here. Again, anytime you see a defect, Okay, anytime you see a defect like here, right? We would hope that the top level formation in this area of the wedge could have been filled in. It is not at this point. This was an important push. All right. So this is the type of price action that will continue. It will continue to work the price action, continue to either book trades at lower time frames after, if you're in a short right now, you've already you could have, depending upon, again, guys, how heavily leveraged you are. Some of you guys want the target, bam, bam. I mean, I understand that. Congrats to anybody who hit this to the upside, who paid attention to our original stream. Make sure that you have notifications on. Okay? Beautiful move. Nice move. We caught that in the back. Without a doubt, we streamed about it. So looking forward to 2022 being an exceedingly good year. And for that to be the case, we need all of you guys involved. And I'm going to say this, guys, real importantly, that we just value you, each and every one of you, very much so. From Angel to the top, I value you an incredible amount. And that's just the truth. That will always be the case, Angel. And for all you VIP, I also value you very much as well. I hope you're all having an excellent, excellent night. I'm going to let this cut this loose for a little bit, and I'm going to go check up on Angel. I'm going to shoot him a bit of a text and see how he is doing, and make sure that he's doing okay, and spend some time maybe getting him some charts and the VIP some charts in the back. You guys know that's where the real good stuff is, the camaraderie, and just that top level of interaction of the best traders on in the market, guys, in crypto. So we appreciate you guys being a part of our group. This is London, guys. So excited we streamed. Excited about your profits, guys. Go get them. As you look at your week panning out, we hope we can hit some more incredible nice moves like this, 6 to 7%, just boom, just nice rocket move to the upside. And I'll be with you guys tomorrow streaming, and I'll cut a short video as well. Thank you for your time and attention, all you base campers and VIP. And if you're not a member, I really would love you guys to be part of our valued community. Thank you so much. This is London with